Some call him Sher, others call him Chor. Either way, he's being called. Everyone knows his face, but do you know his story? The soft spoken party leader of the PMLN has returned from exile once again, this time to a Pakistan that's unlike the Pakistans he's known before. But we'll talk about that in part 2. For this part, let's deep dive into the history of the three-time Prime Minister who's never been able to complete a term. The businessman turned politician, a symbol of classic upper-class Punjabi culture, Mian Mohammad Nawaz Sharif. Intrigued? Let Samjho explain. Born on December 25, 1949, the eldest son of an influential and wealthy businessman from a conservative Punjabi Kashmiri family, Nawaz Sharif didn't particularly dream of being in politics. He instead studied business and art at GC before getting his master's in law. His political life started under General Zia-ul Haq's leadership. He began it in anger, furious at Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's nationalization of his family's steel business. As an object of his hatred, Bhutto zinda hai, and he still hasn't forgiven him. That's why he joined PML, the Pakistan Muslim League, in 1976. PML was created in opposition to Pakistani leftism and was a mutating center-right Punjabi party, a loose coalition of conservatives. Just a year later, in 1977, Zia-ul Haq declared martial law and dissolved all political parties. Nawaz Sharif was in the dictator's good graces, and in 1981, Zia-ul Haq made the young man finance minister for Punjab. In 1985, PML saw itself rebirthed during Zia's elections, which were undertaken not on the basis of parties as they used to be. Now you voted for the person, not the party. It's been argued that this is why personality remains such a huge deal in Pakistani politics. That was when Nawaz Sharif, backed by PML, became Chief Minister of Punjab for the first time. This was also when Nawaz Sharif got his steel business back. He convinced Zia-ul Haq to deregulate and denationalize the industries that PPP nationalized, arguing that it would spur on the economy. Critics would argue that it also spurred his own bank account. As CM, Nawaz Sharif loved to privatize government assets. This economic effort was why he earned the title of Lion of the Punjab. Then, in 1988, Zia died and quote-unquote democracy returned. PML broke off into factions, with one retaining the PML name. Nawaz Sharif became General Secretary of PML. Predictably, things started picking up on the national scale for Nawaz Sharif. PML allied with Jamaat-e-Islami and other right-wing parties, night parties total, to form the Islami Jamhuri-e-Ittihad in order to defeat PPP in the 1988 elections. It is a corroborated fact that the ISI backed the IJI and had a vested interest in their win. But they still couldn't beat PPP, the most popular party at the time. Benazir Bhutto became Prime Minister, and if you remember his burning hatred for her father from earlier, Nawaz Sharif wasn't very happy about that. All was not lost, however, and he won significant votes in Punjab. Nawaz Sharif emerged a huge national player and again became CM of Punjab. Then, in 1990, the elections took place again because the president at the time, Ghulam Ishaq Khan, dissolved the assembly over mass discontent. PPP joined hands with other progressive parties and formed the People's Democratic Alliance, PDA, to counter the IJI. But IJI won by a landslide, and Nawaz Sharif became Prime Minister for the first time. His victory surprised people, and allegations of rigging ensued. The complainants said that those critical of the army were suppressed. What a shocker, right? No way that would happen in the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. But surprise, it did. And this claim was further proven by Mehran Gate, where an Air Force officer who was a part of the PDA went to the Supreme Court in 1994 with allegations that members of the ISI had used taxpayer money to fund IJI's campaign. After years and years of waffling, this case was decided in 2012 against Nawaz Sharif. Still, Nawaz Sharif was PM. This was the first time that conservatives had gained power in Pakistan, another of the billion things people blame Zia for. Nawaz Sharif's win also became a symbol of our political elite moving away from feudal aristocrats to entrepreneurs. And he got straight to work. 115 industries were opened up for private ownership by 1993. If you can't tell by now, Nawaz Sharif is a hardcore capitalist. On top of that stuff, he started huge hydropower projects and improved some infrastructure, like starting the motorway project. Although his critics, like MQM, which is now allying itself to his party, said he only really focused on Punjab's infrastructure. This criticism follows him and PMLN to this day. On the social front, for the M in PML, Nawaz Sharif strengthened Zia's already in place Islamization project for Pakistan, attempting to make the law more Sharia compliant. He also tried to start an international Muslim bloc. But could we have a PM's term without a scandal? In Mia Saab's case, it was a fiscal scandal involving crediting societies. In 1992, it came out that a credit cooperative society that had collapsed, with hundreds of thousands of people losing their savings, had given illegal loans amounting to millions to Nawaz Sharif's steel business. Nawaz Sharif's reputation took a hit that he's never recovered from, that of stealing from the Pakistani people for his own benefit. He was then removed from government in 1993 by the same president who removed Benazir in 1990, with, of course, support from the establishment. They had been having disagreements on authority. He appealed to the Supreme Court with the mob and got reinstated, only to then resign alongside the president due to intense pressure from the military. Thus came elections in 1993. IJI was dissolved and some former members joined the new PMLN. Benazir again won and ruled, PPP winning the most seats, although PMLN won the most votes. If that doesn't make sense to you, we'll be releasing videos soon on how Pakistan's electoral process works. Nawaz Sharif was in opposition from 1993 to 1996. As opposition, he proved himself to be a true public campaigner, going throughout the country by train to undermine Benazir Bhutto's government and highlight its corruption alongside her brother, Murtaza Bhutto, who was later assassinated. Benazir was then eventually removed in 1996. Round and round we go. In 1997, elections were held again, and Nawaz Sharif was once again elected PM, this time overwhelmingly so. Support for him and his party was national and unmistakable. PMLN had control of 2/3 of parliament. In this tenure, he notably started upping Pakistan's nuclear game. He did nuclear tests in Balochistan in 1998 to counter India's. He is credited heavily with making Pakistan an official nuclear power. This is also the tenure during which he inaugurated the motorway and, interestingly, started Pakistan's environmental agency. He also passed the 13th and 14th Amendments, which were both short-lived. The economy and law and order situation improved under him. He forced the creation of anti-terrorism courts. His ratings went up, but then down as the economy started failing, and also as he dismissed its sitting chief of army staff, Jahangir Karamat, 3 months before the end of his term. But we'll talk more about that in part 2. He appointed General Musharraf in Karamat's place, pushing him past other, more senior members. That's when they did the Kargil War together, and then things went sour between them when Sharif left him out to dry in the public eye. This was the precursor to the infamous coup and Pakistan's second longest-lasting dictatorship. More details of this defining moment will be explained in, you guessed it, Part 2. But the point is that Musharraf became leader of the nation and Nawaz Sharif was placed in exile in Saudi Arabia where he has special ties. He lived in Jeddah and the Saudi government supported him, giving him a loan to establish a steel mill. He then also moved to London, which is where he's been followed around for the past few years as well. Then in November of 2007, he came back, following a push from Riyadh. After Benazir Bhutto's assassination, Sharif took his gloves off with Musharraf, blaming him for drowning the country in blood. Musharraf appealed to the British to reconcile with the Sharifs, but they refused. Nawaz doesn't let go of grudges easily, it seems. But despite his return, PPP won the 2008 election on the wave of sympathy after Benazir's assassination. PMLN remained a strong and close second. They formed a coalition government, and Nawaz was described as uncompromising in his quest to get rid of Musharraf. Together, they forced Musharraf to give up his presidency, despite having a strained relationship at best. Emergency rule was thus overturned. But what happened next, and how are we here now, with another reportedly triumphant return? For that and more, be sure to tune in to part 2 of our Nawaz Sharif series. Keep yourself up to date with Samjho. Where do you stand on the figure of Nawaz Sharif? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe to our channel for more.